There's been a horror unfolding at a Gaza hospital, according to reports coming in. The Palestinian ministries, health authorities are claiming 500 Palestinians have died in a blast at a Gaza hospital. Now, there are conflicting reports that are coming, while the Palestinian health authorities are saying that this is, of course, caused by Israeli airstrike. But the Israeli military has very specifically said that it was a failed rocket launch by Palestinian militant group Hamas. And that it failed. It was heading toward Israel. It failed, and from it fell on the hospital. The blast was clearly, either way, bloodiest single incident in Gaza since Israel has also launched an unrelenting bombing campaign against Gaza. This is after the massacre on 7th October of Israeli civilians and other nationals too.
جرى هذه الليلة فاجعة كبيرة ومجزرة حرب بشعة لا يمكن السكوت عنها أو أن نجعلها تمر دون حساب. الليلة تم قصف مستشفى المعمداني في مدينة غزة من قبل إسرائيل.
Right now it is 10 p.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, and in Gaza. And a very disturbing news coming from Gaza that a Baptist hospital in Gaza has been bombed and 500 people, including doctors, nurses, and patients, have died. And it has huge consequences because President Joe Biden of America is visiting Israel tomorrow, and he was also scheduled to meet the president of the Palestinian Authority, which is now very doubtful because we are getting news that the leader of the Palestinian Authority has already declined to meet Joe Biden tomorrow because of this horrific attack on the hospital in Gaza, in which almost 500 people have died. Now, there are various theories who has carried out this attack. Israel has denied that they have fired on this hospital, and they are saying, the Israeli intelligence is saying, that it is probably a misfired rocket of Hamas which has landed on this hospital and resulted in this accident in which 500 people have killed. A lot of theories going around. Some people are also claiming that probably it is Iran which has fired a missile on this hospital, killing these people, because they somehow wanted to disrupt this meeting tomorrow, which is going to happen between President Joe Biden, Netanyahu, and then between Joe Biden and the Prime Minister of Palestinian Authority. So nothing is sure right now. It is fog of war. Nothing can be verified. But this is a big, huge development and has huge implications on this entire peace process and this war where it is heading to. This is Rajesh Pawar from Tel Aviv for India Today.
All right. So these are the latest visuals coming in. Now, the fact is that whether this is an Israeli airstrike or as the Israel military saying it was actually fired within and by Hamas, and that got misfired, and that's landed on the hospital. The fact is civilians have got killed, and it's very likely at this hospital must be women and children. You can see injured men who are being brought to another hospital in Palestine, and clearly people have received injuries. The fact is, whether in Israel or Palestine, innocent people are dying and suffering, and perhaps that's the reason that there are appeals for ceasefire, stop the war at this point. Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, joins you in the latest on that. Geeta, what are you hearing? What exactly happened? Because it appears that Israel has been quick to say that this is not a missile from their side, and it's just heartbreaking to see the injuries while this blame game is on.
Well, that's right. It's a very, very severe situation. One of the most severe attacks by Israel in the airstrike, the Al Arab hospital was targeted, and there happened massive casualties. The problem, Pooja, over here is that once there are attacks, there are more casualties, and given the hospital that a hospital was attacked, and a very big one attacked, medical facilities and medical treatment for the civilians in Gaza has become a real Herculean task. It is not easy. They're in short supply. And the fact that only a few of these medical facilities are available right now has become a real problem and is going to be a growing problem. So while the airstrikes continue, there is a concerted effort and discussion now on with the Arab countries and with the United States of America on ensuring at least evacuation and emergency humanitarian aid, food, water. And while we say electricity, we spoke with Israel's DCM yesterday, who said that electricity is not aid and they will confine it to water and food.
Geeta, all of this is happening while Joe Biden is just set to land in Israel, and then likely interactions with Jordan as well. So how are we looking this at an international level? Could this be an escalation that is seen? Because for some reason, remember, there has been a delay in the ground attack. There is something that clearly Israel has also been deliberating about. But when incidents like this happens, how are we, and what I'm trying to understand is with regard to other countries getting involved, do we see something like that happening right now, or other countries, even in the Middle East or the Western world, have decided that it's rather better to ensure to restrain the conflict for now?
Well, absolutely not. President Biden is going to land in some time from now in Israel, and he's already tweeted about the explosion, saying that he's deeply saddened and outraged at the Al-Ahil Arab hospital in Gaza and the terrible loss of life that resulted. Immediately upon hearing this news, he also, according to the tweet, spoke with King Abdullah of Jordan and Prime Minister Netanyahu, and has directed his national security team to continue gathering information about what exactly happened. Now, the United States of America, again, reiterating the unequivocal protection of civilian life during conflict and mourn the patients. So a very strong statement coming in from the President of the United States of America just ahead of his visit to Israel. He's to land in Tel Aviv in some time from now, Pooja. So the conversation will focus on a few things. One is that, yes, Israel has the right to defend herself, but secondly, that Israel cannot go and enter Gaza or occupy Gaza, so to say. And thirdly, that civilian life and the lives of the hostages are really, really a priority, and they should get out. And finally, if I could add humanitarian aid, that it cannot be a one-way street. It has to be a two-way street. Humanitarian aid has to be allowed